Good morning everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to see my latest video. In today's video we are going to be talking about how living with chronic illnesses can affect someone's life. So in this case we're going to be talking about me. Now, I have received this question from a lady following the release of my latest video where I show you how I pack for a long trip to New York, and literally 80% of my suitcase is taken up by medical supplies. So of course I understand that you may have questions how life is with these kind of chronic conditions, so that's what today's video is going to be about. But I also would like to reassure you that while I sometimes will make these kind of videos, when you guys want to see them, it's not the aim of the vlog to be showing you my conditions in a way, but it's sort of like I really want to enjoy life with you as well, and living despite having these conditions. So that's my reassurance for you, that while we are going to be talking about it here and there, for me it's also hard to talk about, and I really want to focus on a positive in life as well. So I have quite a few chronic conditions. Basically, unfortunately, they're all from surgeries gone wrong. So I have chronic lymphedema, which is sort of like a condition in your either arms or legs following a cancer treatment, but it can also be primary or secondary. We're not going to go into details, but I have secondary following cancer treatment. And left leg is far worse than the right leg, so I really do look strange. So this is the oldest chronic condition that I live with, and also it's probably the most obvious one to people, especially once you know that I have it, you will notice it. So it's that kind of situation where people like look at you, oh my god, that leg is really big. The right leg is also affected, but it's sort of doing better than the left leg. But I'm hoping to show you in a minute, like what the legs look like. So that's my oldest chronic condition. I've had it since I was in early 30s. Then after that, when I had that surgery, unfortunately, they had damaged nerves to my bladder. Now, this happens a lot with sort of like gynecology surgeries. Some women lose, like sort of like a feeling in the bladder for a couple of weeks, couple of days, and then it's like some of us, like me, go on to have really bad bladder problems. So my bladder is atonic. So that means that I can go tiny bit wee, but I cannot fully empty my bladder. And this in early years, before I was taught self-catheterization, caused me a lot of infections. Of course, my confidence had gone down because obviously, with infections you have the smell, and anyway, I don't want to go too much into detail here, but it was a horrendous time. The doctor that I was seeing, that was back in Harrow, really tried to help me. He genuinely didn't know what to do with me, and then I was taught how to catheter myself, and that was much harder to accept than the lymphedema, because I couldn't accept that I have to be on catheters. It was like, I remember when I was in that hospital being taught, I was just crying and crying, like I did not want to be like this, So tough times, but again, just like with lymphedema, you don't go straight away into fully atonic. You still have good days and bad days, but now I'm fully atonic. It's nothing, I don't really have good days anymore. So that's the second longest that I have. So that's again tied to that surgery. And then I have chronic cornea abrasion, which means that basically my eyes the cornea is like splitting. So again, this was years and years trying to help me. Again, the treatment was delayed. I was on a long waiting list for more pills, In all honesty, I could have pushed it harder. It's but again, it's frustrating because I didn't have to end up like this. If only my GP listened to me sooner. The over-the-counter drops or creams just never worked, and every time I would wake up, it was just like opening my eyes with a knife. So that's horrendous. And to be honest, I found the treatment for myself, and then the doctor at Moorfields agreed with me because I said I don't want to be having bandages all day and night in my eyes. I will just put them on at night, and it works for me. But if you are interested in this, I can talk about it in detail in some other time. So the cornea is the second chronic one. Then I have long COVID. So had a COVID in 2020, really bad one. Literally affected from top to bottom. I still struggle with horrible fatigue. I have myocarditis, which is really hard to shake off. So, I'm constantly shaking, very tired. For example, if I'm doing something even mentally for an hour, then I sleep for 3 hours, and things like this, it's just never ending. So that's another thing that I'm dealing with. And I think these are the three main things that I have. So how do these affect my life? Well, firstly, with each one, I went through proper grieving process. So you grieve, it's exactly, like losing something else or someone in your life. So the grieving process is real because you are losing part of yourself that was independent, or, each part that is now chronically ill has had a role in my life, important role. For example, I used to dance a lot, dance salsa. I was always very slim, very fit. I lost that now. I can't do that now. So there's a lot that you lose with these conditions. So we will go through it one by one. I don't want to bore you too much, but yeah, there was the refusal to accept, then anger, and then acceptance of some sort. Whether I fully accepted, I don't know. So number one for me is the extra daily time for your basic routines or for managing your conditions. Chronic conditions need to be managed on a daily basis. It's like literally having a full-time job within your daily life, or looking after a toddler. It's literally, everything that is everything that is wrong, or not wrong, but ill, needs attention. And this is on daily basis, never ending. So with my lymphedema, every morning I have to put on all my stockings. So there's 3 stockings altogether that I have to put on in the morning. So I always have to, before I do anything else, this goes on. My eyes have to be treated. So warm water, wash them out, put fresh drops in, or, sometimes I need cream, so take care of them as well. I can't go to toilet normally. So again, very hygienic routine, wash my hands, even at night. It's not just easy popping to the bathroom, nothing like that. Wet the wipes, use the wipes, making sure I wipe properly, and then do the cathing, dispose of it. So it's like, it's a lot of, you need a lot of time for this. Then of course you've got to make sure that you're taking your medication, so you've got to be very, very organized. At night it's even more difficult because I sometimes don't wear stockings at night. If I have a bad day, then I have a very uncomfortable night stockings, which are really heavy, and they're really difficult to wear during summer. Then my nighttime routine for my eyes is even harder because I need to put my bandage lens in, and then in both eyes, and then I have to put cream in, quite a lot of cream, blend it in carefully. And then during the night, every hour, because obviously bandage lenses can cause you infection, so I need to be like up applying drops. I now wake up automatically to do this, but in the beginning I would have to, like, every 2 hours set an alarm to moisturize my eyes. So that's heavy. And then in the morning I have to, of course, take them out and do my routine. So it's a lot, I can't just even at night pop to the toilet. And also don't forget I'm blind because I also have the cream in my eye. So yeah, this is not easy. So you do need that extra time in a day to manage it, basically, to look after yourself in any way you can. Number 2, that is sort of like very important in my life and impacting my life in a way, is the constant planning ahead. So, I am like on repeat prescription, but you still need to make sure that you put in that prescription. You constantly need to check whether you've got stuff, whether you've got enough stuff at home. If you're running low, what are you running low on? Like quickly run to the pharmacy, get it. So it's like constant planning ahead. Also, I can't just go somewhere without carrying my bag full of supplies. So on a better day, if I have to go somewhere, I prefer not to go anywhere, but if I have to go somewhere, I go in the morning when it's not too busy and I don't have to queue up. And also when I don't, also I'm sort of like planning to always be somewhere under an hour, so I don't have to use the public bathrooms, because that's where the high risk of infections is. But I always carry my catheters anyway, because when I have emergency, it's really bad. So there's a constant planning that is involved. So you always have to be ahead of your medication. Number 3, and it's a big impact on my life, is fighting and trying to avoid infections. This is really hard. I believe this is why I'm so OCD, because even with my eyes and my bladder, infections are very, very common. And I do wipe things a lot. I spend a lot of money on wipes just to sort of like keep myself as clean as possible and as infection free as possible. It's not always possible to do that, especially with the bladder. I struggle with a lot of infections a year. No matter how careful you are, literally shower every day, I do get infected a lot, and the fear of infections is really, really tough on me. Next, we have confidence and body image issues. Of course, I think the most obvious on me, the illness that I have, is lymphedema. Literally, I am just wearing the same black trousers. I bought quite like 7 of them, and you see me in every video wearing a pair of those. It's just something I feel most comfortable in. It doesn't cover the leg, but I feel like maybe people don't notice it as much in those trousers. Leggings are no, and I honestly can't remember the last time I wore shorts in summer. I just don't do it. In summer, I hardly go out because it's so bad, but also I get infection in my legs as well. So yeah, summers are difficult. I love summers. I love the light. I love the sun, but they are really difficult on my legs. Confidence had gone down, obviously, very badly. I mean, if you see pictures here, I'm starting with lymphedema. It's not really that bad yet, but I went from someone very confident, very bubbly, dancy, to someone who is literally like living a little bit of a reclusive life. It's simply because this is where I feel safest, and it's just something, I have lost a lot of confidence because of this. And this takes us to the next one. So the next one is obviously relationships, personal relationships. Yes, you can imagine that area is very, very badly impacted. I mean, I have a bestest friend in the world, but we are not in a relationship. We are just best friends. I don't have a romantic partner. because again, I don't have confidence to date, and it's also exhausting. Just like I feel like I don't know whether I could manage it, with everything else that is going on. So my personal relationships are very impacted. Yeah. Next one, we have mental health. You can imagine that having physical problems goes hand in hand with mental health problems. And I have been on a roller coaster of emotions. Especially during COVID, I finally plucked the courage to do my master's degree, and had to leave the school at the university after 1 year of studying because I was just so unwell after COVID, and imagine everything else on top of that. So my mental health deteriorated so badly. The depression was awful. There were days when I all sorts of things been going on through my mind, and well, let's just say that I sought help, and I am now on wonderful medication for my problems, and for the first time in a long time I feel like stable. Of course, I'm not here to recommend any antidepressants or anything, but this one really works for me, and I'm happy. I am honestly, like, for the first time, I'm happy, like I'm feeling content with the world and with my life. Now, for me, I know it's again chronic depression because it's been going on for so many years, and I know I will never be like fully recovered. But sort of low mood is better now, but the anxiety is horrendous, and I do struggle with OCD as well. So it's a lot to battle. But like I'm trying to, what's helping me now is trying to take each day as it comes. I don't make big plans because I really can't. I'm sort of like going to bed not knowing what I'll do next day. I just don't plan ahead, and and that actually brings us to the last part. So guys, the last thing that maybe I wanted to talk about is future planning for the future, and goals and worries of the future. So of course, again, someone like me cannot really plan for the future. I live in a moment, because we have a saying in Slovakia: if you want to make God laugh, tell him that you have plans. And you can actually see that in my American vlog. So I don't plan things. If I can go see my son, and if I can go see my family, and I can make it home okay, I'm happy. I don't really ask for many things. One thing that I regret is not having my own property, but this is something, again, you have to accept. It was basically a situation in my life that things turn out that way. I do have worries about the future, simply because I am on catheters and it's hard now, and if I manage to live to like 80, I just can't imagine as an old lady cathing myself. But then I think eventually I will end up with a bag, and actually the bag had been suggested to me many times by the doctors to avoid infections, but I'm trying to avoid it, like the urine bag that you have outside of your tummy. And I think I'm trying to avoid that for as long as I can. But I think that's a bit scary for me for the future, because I think that's where this is going. Lymphedema also, I don't know, like it's all about management. But like maybe with all these AI inventions and technology, they will think of something to help us. I don't know. But for now, yeah, so living day by day rather than planning ahead is how I try to think of things, and really enjoy life as much as I can, enjoy my family, my friends as much as I can, and really, live simple life, live ordinary life. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and please send me any questions or any video suggestions you may have. I really love reading your comments and reading your emails, and I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.